Hey everybody, welcome to today's show presented by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I got the Masters crew here with me, Dynasty Al, the Doc. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Yep, we're back here for the Dynasty stock market again. Before we jump into it, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Got some names written down, some guys I thought it was worth asking. These guys' opinions: buy, sell, hold, stock up, stock down, where we headed. First guy on the list here. Derrick Henry, yeah, and I love Derrick Henry. I'm a big Derrick Henry fan, and I had to look. He's 28 when the season starts next year. I do think he has at least maybe one more elite year in him. But I just had to ask the question, man. If you're a Derrick Henry owner, what should be doing? Buy, sell, hold. 3, 2, 1, go.
I saw Alex slide his card under
yeah.
there, which I did the same thing.
Yeah, and I think we both feel super similar about Derrick Henry. We've always thought at some point he's going to come back down, and the age is getting up there, but it's so hard to sell him right now because he could easily put out another top 2 high-end RB1 years, so hard to sell him, but also definitely not going out and buying him in Dynasty. So definitely a hold for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be tough to get him at a reasonable price if you're buying. And selling-wise, I mean, you're not probably going to get what he's worth because, he'll probably finish top 5 at the very worst, so, barring injury.
Yeah, good stuff. I was actually on the sell side for Derrick Henry.
And I've been on the sell side for 2-3 years now. So now I'm just holding at this point.
Which I can see. It's going to be tough to give out, but if you can, shop him around.
If you could get what he's worth,
nice
then
for him.
I'd sell him
worried
for
about
sure.
that 28, that big frame on Derrick Henry.
All those carries the past
years. Another guy that I know, Doc, you were huge on last year, finished number 8 at the quarterback position, lost a couple weapons this year. We were just talking about one of the replacements that's going to be coming up on one of our Dynasty Sleeper shows. Definitely want to check that out. Finished at 8 last year, but what are you doing this year, man? Buy, sell, hold, Ryan Tannehill. 3, 2, 1, go. Buy. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and it sounds crazy, but I still feel like Ryan Tannehill is not getting the respect he deserves. He's still probably getting treated like Ryan Tannehill. I feel like there was a point in our leagues last year, like a lot of the ones that we're in even, where he was a free agent.
And I'd offer him.
And he was producing at a high level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue it, and I still feel like he's still kind of treated like he's worth cutting, even though statistically he's been very good. So I mean, you might as well just go get him if you need a quarterback, especially. I mean, it's not the sexiest thing you could do at the position, but I mean, he'll produce, and at the end of the day, that's all you really need. So you can get him for cheap.
So, the doc actually kind of swayed my opinion. I threw out the sell card because I do think he's not going to be quite as good as he was last year, losing Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith. But like you mentioned, I mean, he's still way too cheap for what he is, so I'm not going to tell you to sell him because, he's definitely still a buy low type of guy, even though his numbers have been really good.
Right.
Yeah, off the charts last year, great number. It's funny because when I'm looking at like trades or I'm going to make a trade, like sometimes I'll overlook a guy's roster and like not even really notice Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was that point where it was like through his first 16 games as a Tennessee Titan, his stats were like almost identical to Mahomes over that same 16 game stretch, and like at that point in most leagues I was in, he was a free agent.
Yeah.
So
right. Good stuff. Going to move on to another running back here with some questions coming into this year. Buy, sell, hold, Austin Ekeler. 3, 2, 1, go.
Guessing you have the buy card up. Yep. Yeah.
Yes, buy.
I'll let you talk. I know you love Ekeler.
I really like Ekeler. Last year was really the first time where he had trouble staying healthy, and it was kind of like a freak thing too. So I like him to bounce back this season. He's still going to get a ton of targets. I mean, we saw he had some good chemistry with Herbert in that regard too. When Eckler's healthy, he's a legit top 12, top 10, even very close to top 10 running back. I think he will stay healthy. And again, this is another guy similar to Tannehill. I mean, the dude's producing. He's just not getting respected like someone that's producing at that level. So I think it's a good opportunity to go get him while he's relatively cheap and, benefit from the fact that for whatever reason people just aren't huge on Austin Ekeler.
Yeah, and I threw out the hold card. Just never been a huge Austin Ekeler guy. I do think his best year was 2 years ago when Phillip Rivers was just checking it down to him all over the place. However, I do think he's talented, and I do think he's a kind of a buy low candidate right now after he disappointed some people last year. But for me, he's just kind of either a hold or stay away from. Definitely not selling, though. So.
Yeah. All right, another guy. Just want to throw this out before I ask you guys. 29 when the season starts next year. Obviously, an elite wide receiver. Just with the age in mind, what are your guys' thoughts? Buy, sell, hold DeAndre Hopkins. 3, 2, 1, go.
What'd you say? Buy?
I said buy, and the reason being is, I know the age is there, and I'm guessing it's similar to why you threw the hold. I mean, he's still an elite receiver.
Yeah.
Not someone I want to sell by any means. Still tough to buy him, but I feel like with a lot of the young receiver talent, like maybe you could get him, for one of these young, like an Ayuk and a future first, like I don't know, something like that, a young receiver and a future first for a guy like Hopkins who easily could put up high end wide receiver one numbers for the next 3 years. I'm gonna rock with a proven talent in Hopkins.
I feel similar about Hopkins as I do Henry to an extent, where I feel like they've just been out of this world, productive and durable, and I feel like in the world of fantasy football, those things only last for so long. And Hopkins even more so than Henry. I mean, he barely misses any time. I mean, the dude's on the field and putting up huge numbers every single year. That being said, I think if you were to trade him, because of his age, I don't know that you'd be able to get what he's worth. And yeah, I mean, you're also probably going to have a tough time buying him because if someone's got DeAndre Hopkins, they're probably not going to give him away for cheap. So I think if you got him, just hold on to him. You're going to have to cut your losses somewhere. Either you trade him for less than he's worth or you overpay to get him. It's not really a great situation for those guys like him or Henry.
Yeah, and I was kind of when you said the same for Henry, I pretty much had the same take for Hopkins too. I'd shop him if you can get a haul.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
but
If
I'm
you
looking
can get
for
it,
like
sure.
2 1s and a young guy.
Yeah,
I mean it's quite a bit. I mean
Yeah.
that would move the needle for me.
I
Just looking
agree,
at the
too.
29, the 28. I think it's time. Sometimes better 1 year early than 1 year late on some of these
Right.
guys. You try to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds crazy, like sell DeAndre Hopkins, but I mean he's starting to get up there in age. So
Yeah.
you got to start to think about it.
Belichick does that all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Another guy here, which 6 of the last 7 years, he's been over 1,000 yards, which I found shocking a little bit. He's the lone man standing in Houston. Brandin Cooks, man, 27 years old. Buy, sell, hold. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, and so I kind of wish you wouldn't have said that because I peeked over this sheet and saw Cooks' name, and I thought he is the most quiet. He does nothing but have 1,000-yard receivers, and you can't find a receiver like that cheaper. So for me, it's an easy one just because his value is still so low, and all he does is put up those 1,000-yard seasons with all kinds of different quarterbacks. I know they've all been high-end quarterbacks, and this year there's probably the most uncertainty.
Yeah.
Just with everything with Deshaun Watson. All that being said, I think you can pick up Cooks for like a second rounder, and for a guy who's very likely to have 1,000-yard season and only 27, I'm buying that all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea who the quarterback's going to be. It seems pretty likely that it won't be Deshaun Watson at this point. So that point will be interesting, but at the same time, Will Fuller's gone. As we know, Hopkins has been gone for a couple of years. There's really nobody else on that team besides Brandin Cooks that's worth throwing the ball to. So, I mean, yeah, I'm buying him too because this is another guy that's, doesn't really quite get the respect he deserves, and he's going to produce at a high level. So, yeah, might as well get him because he's way cheaper than he should be.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, he's a guy that I don't really respect at all. I was shocked when I wrote that 6 out of the last 7 years, over 1,000 yards. Yeah. It just kind of shocked me. Last guy on the list here, just got a new number 2 receiver. He got a little bit of competition at the wide receiver position. Terry McLaurin, buy, sell, hold. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hold. I'm not on the same boat as you guys where I don't think Samuel will perform better than McLaurin, but I do think he's gonna eat into his workload quite a bit. Yeah, again, he's so young and good. I wouldn't sell him, but yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna go out there and buy for him either because again, he's gonna be valued probably pretty highly.
Completely agree. I have the hold
Yeah.
card up as well. So.
Yeah, I figured. I hesitate because I want to call Curtis Samuel the one, but until he
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
takes the job, I think they'll be really close no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah,
So,
I like Samuel. I do think McLaurin's still the one, but I think Samuel's going to get all kinds of different touches.
yeah, I think
so,
they'll finish really
yeah.
close next year. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Dynasty Stock Market. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you could hit the like and subscribe button. Looking for a Dynasty League, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Got over 600 of them. Never folded a single league. Never intend to. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all we got for this episode.
Any last words? Buy a Dynasty team.